Visioneers, and welcome to Small Business Celebration. We're continuing our series on small business owners who are rising from the recession. And our guest this week, she is paving her business into the future. This is Small Business Celebration. Join us as we learn from successful business owners and successful business leaders about who they are, from where their business has grown, what they have learned, and where their successful business is going. I'm your host, Michael I. Roberts, and we're going to learn something that you can use today to grow a strong and profitable business. Welcome to Small Business Celebration, and our guest this week is Debbie Bowman, the owner of SBI Asphalt. Welcome to Small Business Celebration.
Thank you.
And for Visioneers who don't know who are you, and what is it that you do?
Hi, my name is Debbie Bowman. My son and I, Brandon Schaefer, own and operate SBI Parking Lot and Highway Improvement. We do asphalt maintenance.
You've probably noticed that we are not in a parking lot. We are not on a highway. We are in the home office of Debbie, and part of it is due to COVID, which we'll get to in a moment here. But the question I want to ask you to start off with is, why asphalt?
Well, as you can imagine, a lot of people ask that question, and years ago I lived with a family that owned an asphalt company, and I just saw the potential, their lifestyle, so I definitely knew that it was a possibility.
And there was money in it.
There was money in it.
Which I think is a great reason to get in business, but it shouldn't be the only reason. It sounds like that you had experience in the asphalt business prior to opening up your first company.
Yes, so I worked in the field with that family and also worked in the office, and then later on came back to Bakersfield and worked as an estimator.
And that was how you figured out how to put all the different pieces together and to make a business work.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
It's been 8 years now.
What did your business look like prior to COVID?
I had the business for about 3 years.
Right.
And I was pretty, getting some success.
Right.
And I wasn't doing anything but working. And I was miserable. I mean, absolutely miserable. And I just had to go. And everyone always says that owns their own business, how can you go for a month and a half? And I'm like, I had no other choice.
Wow.
I was going to lose it.
Was this at the very beginning of when you were starting your business?
No, it was like 3 years into the business.
How did you come out of that?
I went away to Thailand for a month and a half. And
okay, you literally left town.
Yeah.
And what did you do there?
I took a training course for yoga.
Okay. How has yoga helped you emotionally with your business?
Well, when I get so stressed and think that this is everything,
Right.
I take those breathing techniques and I use them and practice them, and then I look someone in the eyes and see their soul, their true self, and just know that this isn't really that important.
As we're coming out of COVID, how are you taking these techniques to help grow and inspire your business?
I would say that just learning who you are and learning your body and your breath, and when you're, working hard in your business and just putting in perspective of what's really important.
What is important?
Relationships.
How so?
It's all we have.
Is it relationships between you and your children, or is it more than that?
It's my suppliers, my employees, my customers, my family, you, anyone I meet on the street. I think I think I think everyone's important. I think it's important that we're kind, because we never know what's happening to someone right now.
And then COVID hit.
Then COVID hit.
And what was your company's first reaction to COVID?
I ignored it in the beginning, of course, because you hear all these different things. I don't watch TV, I don't watch news. I just try to pay attention to my own circle, what's going on here and now. So, as time went on, got a little bit more frightened, and when they closed everything down, I closed my office down, moved out, and started working from home.
And then things started to pick up.
Well, we had jobs on the schedule already. We didn't want to bring our employees in, with us, because we weren't sure what the whole situation was.
Right.
So my son and I did all the work for probably until we could catch up and figure out what was going on.
One of the things that's interesting about SBI Asphalt is there's a fair amount of competition in the asphalt business, and your choice of what you do is very intentional. It's very specific. What kinds of projects do you do?
We mostly work in parking lots. We also do school projects, so we stripe the tracks and the games. And
what you do with these parking lots, first of all, do you build the parking lot?
We do not. We maintenance it.
What is maintenance to a parking lot, and why is it so important for a business owner or another entity for their parking lot and their investment in the parking lot?
One of the things that asphalt seal coating does is it doubles the lifespan of your parking lot. So if you seal coat your parking lot every 3 to 5 years, you're not going to have to replace it in 10 to 20 years. It's going to last you.
And this all makes a big impression on your customers, does it not? Because a clean parking lot and a safe parking lot is a welcoming parking lot.
Yes.
What are you doing on social media to get the word out?
Just posting right now.
Okay, all right.
We're just kind of learning all about it. So.
And how do Visioneers find you on social media?
Our website is SBIAsphalt.com.
And how do people find you on all the social media channels?
We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great social media. I find that very useful.
Why?
It's mostly business owners.
The exact target of your demographic that you're looking for. And if Visioneer Nation wanted to learn more about you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can call me at 661-364-5548, or they can find me on my website.
And if people wanted to email you, how do they reach you there?
So my email is info@sbiasphalt.com.
And if you like Small Business Celebration, go ahead and like, subscribe, and notify, and leave a comment. We love the comments that you guys provide for us, because we ask those questions to our guests. And when we come back, we are going to get more into the details of the management structure of how SBI Asphalt came into being, how they think, and how they operate when we come right back. It's a new year and a new you. This is the year you communicate your business more clearly, more succinctly, and more effectively to your clients, your customers, and your employees. Set your business ahead of COVID and ahead of your competition by joining Toastmasters. Toastmasters, the fun and relaxed group of leaders who will help you get ahead. Go to Toastmasters.org and click on the Find a Club button and set your business ahead of COVID and ahead of your competition. Go to Toastmasters.org and click on the Find a Club button. That's Toastmasters.org, and click on the Find a Club button today. We're here with Debbie Bowman, the owner of SBI Asphalt, and our Visioneer question of the segment comes from Matt, who asks, currently I have a one-man operation and make a comfortable living. However, there is always a temptation to grow further and add employees. Is there a way to grow and expand or should I stay where I'm at?
I believe you should expand and grow
Why is that?
so you don't get bored.
Okay, all right. Well, and that's very poignant because what's the danger of getting bored?
I remember when we were just doing asphalt striping and I was expanding into the seal coating. And I knew if I did that, I was going to lose half my business because half my business was, I was a subcontractor for another contractor. So in knowing that, for me to grow outside of half my business,
right,
I was going to have to lose that.
Okay.
So,
and that can be rather daunting.
Oh yes.
And how did you overcome that?
I talked about it, I thought about it, I wrote about it, writing everything. I write, even if I can't read it later, I write it down. And it was probably the most scariest because I had established a business, I had bought in my house, bought in equipment, trucks, had employees, so it was pretty scary.
Sure.
So how'd I get over it? I just, it helped. I had a business coach. Yeah.
And do you still have a business coach?
I don't at the moment, but I definitely miss that. It's just expensive, but yes, I definitely will do that.
And why is a business coach so important?
I think they can just put it in perspective, or even if you're just telling them something, they're kind of giving you tools to what to write, how to, what to think about. I never had a coach that told me how to do it, just like the questions to ask yourself, like what you want to do. So sometimes it's hard to get into what you want to do.
Why did they say you couldn't make any money at it?
Because when we started out as just a striper. So we were just a subcontractor to another contractor.
And why did they think that you couldn't make money at it?
Well, striping is one of the least expensive subs that when you're building a building, the striping for the asphalt is one of the least expensive to get done.
Well, anybody can go out there with a paintbrush and paint the street, right?
They can try.
But how did you prove them wrong?
What I've heard people say, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. And it is not that at all. It is a condition for your asphalt that helps double the lifespan of your asphalt.
Why did you go in that direction?
I just didn't see any way to grow without getting into the seal coat business. What's
been the experience of the company since then?
Good. Yeah, I'm glad that I've done it. I'm glad that we did it. It worked out. It worked out. That year that I thought I was going to lose 50% of my business, I gained it by other customers. So I did lose that customer, but I gained more customers and even better customers.
Sometimes you have to fire the customer to get new ones.
Yes, and that's pretty much what happened.
Very good. And this is all part of something you're very good at, which is vision. Walk us through your process of developing the vision for the business and your own personal vision of what you want to succeed and how you do that.
The process of starting my business was, I never wanted to have everything taken away from me again. I wanted to have control of my finances.
Sounds like something happened.
Yes, I went through a divorce.
A divorce can be a major life change. How did this affect the decisions that you make today? I don't count on someone else to take care of me. And how does this change affect the decisions that you make?
Well, I study, I read self-help books every day. I am always on one book or another, and I get up in the morning no matter what, and I get my list together on what needs to be done for the business. And I do count on my employees, so I can't say I don't count on anyone.
Right.
But they really count on me to get the list going and to get them going and to motivate them. I don't count on anyone financially to support me and take care of me.
And that is the reason why you started your own business.
Yes.
This business is a culmination of a lot of other life experiences that you've had, and one of those involved a Jack and Coke. What happened?
Well, one of the things that I do is if I have something on my mind that I want to do it, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it done. And
right.
I had heard that you can make some good money at bartending, so I went to this little tiny bar, and I asked them to teach me how to bartend, and they were like, no. And I went there every single day and asked them to teach me how to bartend. And so one day they finally said yes, because they were tired of having me come in and ask them to teach me how to bartend. And the first day she left me alone, she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just if you don't know what they're drinking, or if you don't know what's in the drink, ask them what's in the drink." So someone asked for a Jack and Coke, and I said, "Well, what's in that drink?" So now you know.
But this was very important and very impactful, because you still have that philosophy today, don't you?
I do.
How has that benefited you?
Just to keep going, no matter what.
And
I don't know what else to do besides keep going.
Okay.
And ask, yeah.
You have taken this philosophy and put it into the asphalt business. You have taken this philosophy and applied it to yoga. You've taken this philosophy and invited your son to come join you in the business. How have all these things developed you as a person and affected your business?
I think when you go through rough times and you're knocked around a few times, you have everything taken away from you, or you've given up everything, however it works, it makes you stronger. And if you really get to know other people, you know that they've been through hardship too. So you know that you can get through it, and so can they.
And we'll be right back. We're starting our new year, Visioneers, and we need your input. We need your thoughts, your suggestions, your comments. So reach out to us on social media, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and let us know what you would like to learn about here in the new year. So reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram today. We're here with Debbie Bowman, the owner of SBI Asphalt, and our Visioneer question of the segment comes from Bonnie, who asks, "There are so many business gurus out there. How do I find the right ones to listen to?"
It's a good question. For me, I need to relate to them. So there's something about them that I relate to. They usually have a YouTube channel, or they've written a book, and they say something that I've been through, or so I I kind of go by that, who I
Sure,
relate
sure.
to.
For example, what are you reading right now?
Right now I'm reading Success Principles by Jack Canfield.
And why are you reading that one?
Well, I just saw it. It just came up on my suggestions, because once you start reading books and downloading books, you they'll suggest like kind of what you, in the lines of what you've been reading. So it came up as a suggestion, and so I've been enjoying it. It's a good one.
Who else have you read in the past that has inspired you?
Tony Robbins.
Ah, the great Tony Robbins.
Yes.
What of his books have you read?
The Giant Within.
Ah, Awakening the Giant Within.
Awakening the Giant Within.
And
yes.
why did you like that book?
There was a lot of questions and a lot of work that you do in the book. Instead of just reading it, you actually get down to the nitty-gritty of yourself.
Okay, all right.
Finding out why you do the things you do and what's stopping you from starting your business, what's stopping you from loving people or just being who you want to be.
Sure.
You know, that he just goes into the psychology of it all.
So you can awaken the giant within.
Yes.
You're also an avid mountain biker.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
At least 9 years.
Why did you start riding a mountain bike?
I knew you were going to ask that question. Someone just asked me to go mountain biking, and it's something I wanted to do, and I'm glad I started it.
And why do you still do it?
Yeah, well, in the process of learning how to mountain bike and riding the single track trails, I also brought my dad in on a trip, and he's been riding for the last 8 years, 9 years also, and I can't keep up with him. So
how old's your dad?
He's almost 80. He's 79.
Wow. And he outrides you?
He does.
What have you learned from mountain biking?
Stay on the saddle.
Stay on the saddle. How so?
So one of the things that someone kept saying to me when I was trying to get up the hill, and you want to get off and walk, and he's just like, keep pedaling, stay on the saddle, keep pedaling. So, and that kind of relates to business a little, because sometimes you get off track and or you lose momentum, and that's one thing that you got to keep pedaling. Stay on the saddle and keep pedaling. You're going to get to the top.
One of the things you mentioned earlier is you write everything down, even if you can't read it later. Why do you do that?
I heard somewhere, put the pen to the paper. So there's something about the connection with the brain, the hand movement, and the paper. And it doesn't mean that you have to write elegantly or do it right. You just get it on paper. I've heard that over and over from, I couldn't even tell you where I heard it from, but it's important to me. It makes a difference.
How so?
Well, I can remember hearing, write down your goals, and there was a time where I didn't even know what I wanted in life. And I wrote down, I just want a white company truck, and you know, a year later I end up working for an asphalt company with a white company truck. And I remember reading that going, wow, this stuff really does work.
Golly!
So that made a believer out of me for sure, to write down everything. So anything I have going on that I'm trying to process, I write it down.
Does this also extend to planned goals? I want to achieve this by then. Is writing it down key to that success?
I think so, because you look at it and you read it, and even if you don't read it, there's something about just writing it down. I do think it helps to read it every day.
Do you take notes and put it on a Post-it note and put it on your mirror?
I do.
Why do you do
that? A lot of that. Because sometimes when, someone might call or someone might, they get you off track, or a friend might have a problem. You get off track and you get, into someone else's problems instead of what is in front of you, what needs to be done in your own business or your own family or whatever it is that you're doing. So
sure.
I think it's very important to stay focused.
What gets you up every morning to open up your business?
The employees.
Why?
I would say. Well, I know they need motivation. They need direction at times. So, but mostly my son, my kids. Just knowing that we got stuff to do. We can sleep later. I don't know when. Maybe when we die.
And if Visioneers want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
They can call me at 661-364-5548, or they can reach me on, email me at info@sbiasphalt.com.
Debbie, this has been a pleasure and a treat. And thank you so very much for being on Small Business Celebration. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a joy.
It's a new year and a new you. This is the year you communicate your business more clearly, more succinctly, and more effectively to your clients, your customers, and your employees. Set your business ahead of COVID and ahead of your competition by joining Toastmasters. Toastmasters, the fun and relaxed group of leaders who will help you get ahead. Go to Toastmasters.org and click on the Find a Club button and set your business ahead of COVID and ahead of your competition. Go to Toastmasters.org and click on the Find a Club button. That's Toastmasters.org and click on the Find a Club button today. Who is a Visioneer? A Visioneer is a business leader who is a pioneer that has vision. A Visioneer is someone willing to see the world not as it is, but as it could be, and is willing to do something about it. A Visioneer is ethical, smarter, faster, and leaner than the mainstream competition. A Visioneer gives value first because Visioneers are in the business for the long haul. Visioneers understand the difference between saving money and earning a profit. Visioneers define their destiny. Visioneers create their own luck. Visioneers surround themselves with successful, like-minded people. Visioneers are renegades who defy the mainstream competition and are ready to change the world. Are you a Visioneer? Join the Visioneer tribe with Small Business Celebration on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram today.